Hello, I'm Teacher Meg, and this is module number 1 in our Leading Responsibly course. So, what is leadership? Well, first, let's talk about what it is not. Leadership has nothing to do with seniority, right? Boss, the low guy, doesn't matter about one's position in the hierarchy of a company. Leadership has nothing to do with titles, right? Again, CEO, janitor, Miss, Mr., Mrs. It has nothing to do with your personal attributes, whether you're shy or outgoing or talkative, not so much, right? It has nothing to do with how you are. And a big misconception is that leadership is not management. It is not about being the manager or doing everything. Okay, so in short, keep that in mind. Let's talk about what leadership is. So it comes from a social influence, not authority or power. There's more than one person involved here. It requires others, and that means that they don't need to be direct reports. They're, like I mentioned, no personality traits, attributes, titles, nothing like that. There's actually many styles of leadership, many paths, and we're going to talk about some today. Keep in mind that leadership, proper leadership, it always includes a goal. It's not influenced by just having no goal. There needs to be an end goal in mind. So we're going to talk about 3 main styles of leadership today. Number 1, autocratic style, also known as authoritarian style. So what is autocratic? The leader is making all the decisions and the followers are simply there to follow orders and execute without deviating from the decision. Do what you're told. And their participation, the staff's participation in this decision process is non-existent. It does not exist. There are some situations where the use of autocratic style is appropriate and actually better than other styles for good leadership. So we have to talk about today some pros and cons. Pros, good things. Cons, bad things. So the pros with autocratic or authoritarian style is that when speedy decision making is key, this particular kind of leadership style might do well. After all, there might not be any time to consult with the staff for their involvement anyway. It may also be useful when used with staff who just don't have the skills to do it themselves, or maybe they just don't have the motivation to manage their own individual workloads. However, there's always cons. The main things that could perhaps negatively be affected with this autocratic style is that the motivation and creativity, they're not there. If a staff member has an idea but it's shot down, right, then they feel bad. However, there are situations where this is best used. So if it has nothing to do with creativity or staff participation, when those aren't important, as simply get it done quickly, do it effectively, then this autocratic style is the best one to look for. So, number 2, democratic. Sounds like democracy. That's right. Same idea. So in the democratic style, there is some participation from the followers in the decision process. However, these decisions are guided by the leader, and he or she actively participates. So the democratic style can take you and your organization to the top. So let's talk again. Pros and cons. So with your staff feeling involved, they'll feel more important and wanted, assisting with the productivity in this way. They may also make suggestions that the managers might not have. They might otherwise omit. A con about this is that the decision-making process is slowed down, especially if the team or staff don't agree with the overall view and final decision of the manager. However, when creativity is a very important factor in what happens in whatever you're doing, then yes, democratic style is very good, right? It's always good to get new ideas from the people participating. Okay, let's move on to the third main style. It's laissez-faire. This is a French word. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I like to think of this style as the lazy style. Get it? Laissez, lazy. Okay, so in laissez-faire, the followers have been granted all the decisional power and there isn't any participation from the leader, right? Just sit back, relax. All right, that's lazy, laissez-faire style. So sometimes this is good, sometimes this is bad. Okay, let's look at the good sides first. Laissez-faire leadership grants independence, and for that, your staff will feel important. It's a huge responsibility for them to be able to make the decisions on their own and to be in control of their own work. However, productivity is at a risk of falling if this style of leadership is used on somebody who needs more direction, who needs more guidance. It actually may even backfire, as the people might think, hello, our manager is so lazy, they can't help us, they're not effective, right? So that could be a negative part used with this. However, laissez-faire, although it is lazy, it can be best used in where the type of leadership, it needs to be used on staff who are very independent, they're responsible, they're at a good skill level, they know what they're doing, and they don't need a whole bunch of help from their superiors, right? And in conclusion, those are our three leadership styles: autocratic, democratic, and lazy, laissez-faire. Thank you for watching. Also, if you have any questions, please write down questions or comments and we'll talk about this in the next class.